Now section 17.3 is profits in lieu of salary. So section 17.3 defines what? Profits in lieu of salary. And here the profits in lieu of salary includes what? The amount of any compensation. If any compensation is received by an assessee from his employer or say former employer at or in connection with termination of his employment or modification of the terms and conditions relating thereto. So the amount of the compensation so received will be taxable as profits in lieu of salary. Then in case if the employer contributes to any provident fund, then if any amount is received by the assessee from the provident fund to the extent it consists of the employer's contribution and interest thereon, if the same is taxable, it will be taxed as what? Profits in lieu of salary. Then in case if the employee is a key man and he receives any sum from key man insurance policy, including any sum which is allocated by way of bonus on such policy, the same will also be taxable as profits in lieu of salary. Then any amount which is due to or received, whether in lump sum or otherwise, by an assessee from any person, if the same is received before joining employment with that person or after say cessation of employment with that person, the same is taxable as profits in lieu of salary. So these DNS allowances, city compensatory allowances, all the allowances, they are also taxed as what? Profits in lieu of salary. So profits in lieu of salary, it includes what? The amount of any compensation which is due to or received by an assessee, from his employer or former employer at or in connection with termination of his employment, or modification of the terms and conditions relating thereto. So if any amount of compensation is due to or received by an assessee from his employer or former employer at or in connection with termination of his employment or say modification of terms and conditions relating thereto, then the same is what? Taxable as profits in lieu of salary. Then any payment due to or received by an assessee from the employer or from the employer or from say any provident fund or other fund, from the employer or say from provident fund or other fund, to the extent it does not consist of contributions by the assessee or interest on such contributions. Because the employee's contribution that is exempt, employee's contribution, PF, exempt, interest on employee's contribution, same is taxable as income from other sources. Then any sum which is received under Keyman insurance policy, including any sum which is allocated by way of bonus on such policy, the same will also be taxable as what? The profits in lieu of salary. And if any sum has been received due to or say received, whether in lump sum or otherwise, by an assessee from any person before his joining employment with that person or say after cessation of employment with that person, that is taxable as kya? Profits in lieu of salary. Now we'll be discussing about the tax treatment of gratuity. It is very, very important. Tax treatment of gratuity. Say here, if any gratuity is received, if gratuity is received during the continuity of employment, if gratuity is received during the continuity of employment, if gratuity is received during the continuity of employment, the same is what? Fully taxable. Whether the employee is a government employee or a non-government employee, in all cases, it is what? Taxable. Then, in case if any death come retirement gratuity, if any death come retirement gratuity is received, the exemption has been provided in section 1010, death come retirement gratuity. Exemption has been provided under section 1010, that is in case of government employees. In case of government employees, say if any death come retirement gratuity is received, same will be what? Exempt from tax. It will be exempt from tax. If any death come retirement gratuity is received, in case of government employees, the same is exempt from tax. Then, in case of the employees covered under Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. If the death come retirement gratuity is received by the employees who are covered under Payment of Gratuity Act 1972, then least of the following amount is exempt. Employees which are covered under Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. Number 1 is 15/26 into salary last drawn. Into what? Salary last drawn. Into completed year of service. Into completed year of service or part thereof in excess of 6 months. Or part thereof in excess of 6 months. Number 2 is rupees 20 lakhs and number 3 is gratuity actually received. So here it is 15/26 into salary last drawn. Salary means what? Here it is basic salary. It is basic salary plus DNS allowance always included. DNS allowance, it is always included. It is basic salary plus DNS allowance is always included. And in case of seasonal establishment, instead of 15 days. What you will be taking? 7 days will be taken. 7 days will be taken. It will be 7 upon 26. So here it is completed year of service or part thereof in excess of 6 months. So in case if the employee has rendered services of 25 years, 6 months and 1 day, it will be rounded off to a higher side. It will be 25 years, 6 months and 1 day will be considered as 26. So this way we have to calculate, that is what? Those employees which are covered under the Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. Then here, in case of other employees, in case of the other employees, least of the following amount, least of the following amount is exempt. Least of the following amount is exempt. Number 1 is half month's average salary, half month's average salary for every completed year of service. Half month's average salary for every completed year of service. Number 2 is rupees 20 lakhs. Number 2 is rupees 20 lakhs. And number 3 is gratuity actually received. Gratuity actually received. Now what salary here means? Salary means basic salary plus DNS allowance if it forms part of retirement benefits, plus percentage wise fixed commission on turnover achieved. It is percentage wise fixed commission on turnover achieved. And here average salary is to be taken. So here average is taken. Salary drawn in last 10 months. Salary drawn in last 10 months. Preceding the month of retirement. Preceding the month of retirement. Say if an employee retires on 15th of January 20XY, then we have to take the salary for last 10 months. That is from 1st of March 20XX to 31st of December 20XX. In this, whatever salary has been received by him, that is basic plus DA to the extent which forms part of retirement benefits, plus percentage wise commission on turnover divided by 10, this will give you the monthly salary. So it is half month's average salary for every completed year of service. So what we are discussing is about the gratuity. In case of government employees, whatever gratuity is received, the same is wholly exempt. It is death come retirement gratuity. The death come retirement gratuity. Then in case of the employees which are covered under the Payment of Gratuity Act 1972, here least of the following amount is exempt. Number 1 is rupees 20 lakhs. Number 2 is a gratuity actually received. Number 3 is 15 upon 26 into salary last drawn into completed year of service or part thereof in excess of 6 months. As I already discussed, here salary means basic salary plus DNS allowance is always included in case of Gratuity Act 1972. Then in case of seasonal establishment, Instead of what 15 days, what we have to take? 7 days will be considered. Instead of 15 days, we have to consider 7 days. And in case the period is part exceeding 6 months, the same will be taken as a full year. Then other employees. In case of other employees, least of the following amount is exempt. One is rupees 20 lakhs. One is the actual gratuity received, and other one is the half month's average salary for every completed year of service. Here, fraction of a year will not be considered. Average, as I have already told you, salary drawn in last 10 months preceding the month of retirement, and salary means basic salary plus DNS allowance to the extent it forms the part of, say, retirement benefits, plus percentage-wise fixed commission on turnover. Then here, in case, as I have already told you, if gratuity is received during the continuity of employment, then it is what? Fully taxable. If gratuity is received during the continuity of employment, it is fully taxable. If the individual receives gratuity from more than one employer, then the total maximum exemption limit will be rupees 20 lakhs. Now, in case if the employee has retired from, say, ABC Limited, from ABC Limited, he has retired and he has received 8 lakh as gratuity, which was claimed as exempt. The same was claimed as exempt. Now he joined PQR Limited and he worked there and he retired from that organization and he received a gratuity to the extent of 24 lakh rupees. He has received a gratuity to the extent of 24 lakh rupees. So the maximum exemption limit will be what? 20 lakhs minus 8 lakhs, which was earlier claimed as exempt. So 12 lakhs rupees will be now the maximum exemption limit. So here, if an assessee has already availed exemption in respect of gratuity, which has been received from previous employer in earlier years, then in computing the exemption of the current year, the maximum exemption limit of rupees 20 lakhs, the same shall be reduced by the amount which was earlier exempt from tax. Then in case if the employee has rendered services to any other employer in earlier years and he did not receive any gratuity from him, then such a period of services rendered to his former employer shall also be included in computing the completed year of service. So if I have rendered services of, say, 4 years with my previous employer, I have not received gratuity. Now I have worked with my current employer for 18 years. So for calculating gratuity for exemption purposes, the completed year of service will be what? 4 plus 18. That is what? It will be 4 plus 18, 22 years. So that was about the discussion about the gratuity. Now we discuss one question. Mr. Raj is an employee of XYZ Limited. He received 25 lakhs as gratuity. He retired on 16th of February and after 25 years and 7 months service. His basic salary is 60,000 per month. Prior to that it was 50,000 per month. His DNS allowance is 30,800 per month. We are required to calculate gratuity exempt in all the 3 cases. So in case Raj is government employee, if Raj is government employee, entire rupees 25 lakhs, whatever 25 lakhs have been received, shall be exempt from tax. Entire 25 lakh rupees so received will be exempt from tax. Number 2, in case Raj is covered under Payment of Gratuity Act, (1972). Here least of the following amount is exempt. Least of following amount is exempt. What is exempt? Number 1 is 15 upon 26. 15 upon 26 into salary last drawn. Salary means basic salary at the time of retirement and DNS allowance is always included here, 30,800, into completed year of service or part thereof in excess of 6 months. He has completed 25 years and 7 months. So it will be considered as 26. Number 2 is 20 lakh rupees. It is a limit which is fixed. And number 3 is what? The gratuity which is actually received. That is 25 lakh rupees. So here, least of the following amount is exempt. So when we work out the same, 90,800 into 15, this works out to be 13 lakh 26,000. So in 13 lakh 26,000 is exempt. Taxable gratuity will be how much? Taxable gratuity. Taxable gratuity actual received less exempt exempt amount is 13 lakh and 26,000. So the taxable amount will be how much? 11 lakh and 38,000. Then the third one is Raj is not covered under the Payment of Gratuity Act 1972 and 40% of the DNS allowance forms the part of retirement benefit. Now when Raj is not covered under Payment of Gratuity Act 1972, we have to work out his average salary. So he has to work out his average salary. He retired on 16th of February. He retired on 16th of February. Therefore, we have to take the salary drawn in last 10 months preceding the month of retirement. That is from 1st of April to 31st of January. We have to say take the average salary. What is the average salary here? From October, it was 60,000. October, November, December, January, 60,000 into 4. That is 2 lakh and 40,000. Prior to that, he was getting 50,000. It was 50,000 into 6. That is 3 lakhs. Then he is getting DA. 30,800 is a DA, of which 40% forms part of retirement benefit for 10 months. So it is how much? 30,800 into 40% into 10. 1,23,200. So his average salary will be what? Plus 3 lakh plus 240. 6 lakh 63,200. It is 10 months salary divided by 10. Average monthly salary will be how much, bhaiya? Why we have done 10? Because we have to take 10 months preceding the month of retirement. So it is 66,320 is the average salary. Now we will be calculating the taxable gratuity in his case. It is when Raj is not covered under Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. When Raj is not covered under Payment of Gratuity Act 1972, here number 1 is half month's average salary. Average I have already worked out. It is 66,320 into completed year of service. Now no part thereof will be considered. Number 2 is 25 lakh rupees and one is the maximum limit 20 lakh rupees. Least of the following amount will be exempt. So this amount works out to be 8 lakh and 29,000 rupees. 8 lakh and 29,000 rupees. So gratuity received is 25 lakhs less exempt 8,29,000 rupees. So taxable amount will be 16 lakh and 71,000 rupees. It is 16 lakh and 71,000 rupees. So it is half month's average salary for every completed year of service. One is rupees 20 lakhs and the other one is gratuity actually received. So this way we have to work out the exemption. Then one more question was asked for 4 marks in IPCC November 2010 examination. Here it's same type of question. Mr. Shah, an accounts manager, retired on 15th of January after rendering 30 years and 7 months service. His salary was 25,000 per month up to 30th of September and then 27,000 per month thereafter. He is getting DNS allowance of 2,000, 55% forming the part of retirement benefit. He is not covered under Gratuity Act. So we have to take average salary. First of all, we have to compute average salary. We have to compute average salary of 10 months, last 10 months. Preceding the month of retirement. Preceding the month of retirement. So how was his salary? It was 27,000. He retired on January. So it was 27,000 from 1st October to 31st December. Are you getting? Because salary has been enhanced. So here October, November, December, 3 months we have considered. It is 27,000 into 3. That is 81,000. Then prior to that he was getting how much? 25,000. 25,000 into 7. 10 months average we have to take, na? Therefore 25,000 into 7. That works out to be 1,75,000. Then this is salary. This is basic salary. Then DNS allowance is how much? 2,000. 55% forms part of retirement benefits for a period of 10 months. So DA will be how much? 2,000 into 55% into 10. That works out to be 11,000 rupees. Then his salary, average salary is how much? Average salary is 81,000 plus 1,75,000 plus 11,000, 2,78,000 divided by 10, so 27,800 is his average salary. Now least of the following amount is exempt. Least of following amount is exempt. Number 1 is half month's average salary for every completed year of service. It is half month's average salary for every completed year of service. Completed year of service is how much? It is 31. Let us see whether the calculation part is correct or not. It is 25,000 into 7 and it is 27,000 into 3. 81 plus 175 plus 11. It is 2,67,000 actually. Calculation mistake was there. We have rectified it. It is 26,700. It is 26,700. The half month's average salary 26,700 into completed year of service is 30. So that works out to be divided by 10 into 30. It is 4,500,000. Number 2 is rupees 20 lakhs. And number 3 is gratuity actually received 8 lakhs. So the taxable gratuity will be What will be taxable gratuity? 8 lakhs minus 4 lakh and 500. So taxable gratuity works out to be 8 lakhs minus 4 lakh 500. That is 399,500. 3 lakh 99,500 is the taxable gratuity. So this way we have worked out the questions of gratuity. Now we'll be discussing in our next lecture about the leave encashments as well as what pension and other retirement benefits.